How we doing, everybody? This is Bobby Gaines, otherwise known as Bobby Gaines. Yeah, I know, it's been a while since I've done a rant that wasn't a stream. And I'll be honest with you, much like a lot of these rants, I have no idea what I'm about to say. All I know is that I wanted to take a little time, because I only have a little time, but I wanted to take a little time to talk about the end-year finale for 2023. And it sounds weird even saying end-year finale. It's something that I said probably like 15 or more years ago now, to refer to the last couple months of the year. And, you know, in more recent times, it's almost become the last 3 months of the year, with October, November, and December obviously being the stars of the show. So why talk about it at all? I don't know. But it's always been something. So I'm going to go ahead and just talk about 3 storylines that I think are going to be, you know, the biggest of the last 3 months of the year. And, I mean, I'm going to kind of take these in a different order. The most obvious I'm going to kind of put second, and then the most obvious, or not most obvious, but the one that's more present, I'm going to just start with right now, which is Halloween 2023. So, what do I expect for Halloween 2023? It's easy for me to go, well, more of the same, but I don't really know. Even the last couple of years has seen a bit more excitement with Halloween due to the advent of streaming, or specifically my streaming on Twitch. So, even though I'm still not like any bigger of a Halloween fan than I've been in recent years, it inevitably has pervaded my life a little bit more. I'd say since 2020, really. I've been a little bit more proactive with my costume ideas and different things like that. Even the decorations, you can see there actually are some behind me, some lights, woohoo. I know it's not much, but there is something about Halloween I like. I've never disliked Halloween. I know that's a ringing endorsement, right? It helps that my favorite band, one of my favorite bands, Rant, has put out, or is putting out a Halloween album. There's just different things that are kind of getting me more in the mood this year that normally wouldn't be a factor. So there's that, there's the music, there's the just general charm to the holiday, which to me, it's just not as strong as Christmas. That's why Christmas will always be number one, but it is there. I feel like it's a shorter time, it's a little more understated, but that's also not the worst thing. And of course, the second storyline I'm going to get to is the one that's obvious, which is Christmas 2023. And again, it always feels so weird. I actually just made the Halloween logo, just to go back for a second, the Halloween logo for 2023. And like, even when I first make these logos, and I'm like, whoa, you know, the new year, but it's not really the new year, it's October, you know, or almost October. The year is already 3/4 over, but, you know, whenever there's a new holiday coming up, I'm always like, wow, this is awesome. You know, we haven't had a new holiday in a while. It's like, well, the year's almost over, and yet, you know, Christmas 2023 has not yet happened, because it is, of course, the last thing to happen, basically, other than New Year's Eve. So, you know, what can we expect for Christmas 2023? That one's a little harder to answer. There's definitely going to be, you know, that same energy, that same awesomeness. I always say as soon as the Christmas ends, you know, you always want to go right back to it. That's not technically always the case, and I'll talk about that at a later time, I'm sure, because I always do. But Christmas 2022 was so freaking awesome. I mean, that holiday really did get me through the first few months of this year, and still, like, Christmas 2022 was just so phenomenal. Christmas 2023, you know, you would think, you know, oh, I'll just do the same thing as last year. Well, first of all, I almost never do that. And I've had Christmas 2023 marked on my calendar for a little while now, which sounds a little weird, but because this one is going to, I don't want to say like permanently, but it's going to reinvent Christmas Central this year. We're going to really try something different that, these things go year to year, so I'm not going to be like, this is the new direction or anything, but like, I'm very excited about what I'm doing for 2023. I've had it in mind for a long time. I'm not even sure why. It's not an anniversary thing. It's not like, I guess it's sort of an anniversary thing, but it's not like, you know, 20 years since whatever or whatever. It's really hard to believe. Those Christmases I celebrated in the 2010s are like 10 years old now. Like Christmas 2013, Christmas 2014. They're getting up there in age. And that's really when Christmas Central started to take off, was like, you know, that early to mid 2010s, where every year it was like a different setup with more and more to it, until we got to Christmas 2019, and it just really blew up. And now the last few years, it's been just phenomenal still, and it's going to be phenomenal again this year. But that's just the setup. That's the thing about Christmas. Halloween, like, this pretty much is it. Like, this setup and a few songs and a few movies, that's it. Christmas, we just start there. We start with the setup. We start with a few songs. And Christmas just goes up from there. So, like, where I am now with Halloween, like, that's a baseline for Christmases. But for Halloween, pretty high for Halloween. But for Christmas, you know, yeah, putting up a few lights is literally just the beginning. And that's what I'll be doing November 1st, which again sounds weird to say, but November 1st is always like Christmas Central Construction Day. it's like, you know, I don't do a ton, but I still get it kind of started. And then by like mid-November, I'm like deep in it. And again, this is only the setup. I'm only talking about the setup. I'm not talking about the gifts, the movies, the music, the other things that make the holidays so incredible. The times with family and friends leading up to it and during it and all that. Which I guess it's as good a segue as any for my last point, the birthday bash. So the big kind of elephant in the room here. Bobby's birthday bash. And I mentioned that because it is a time to spend with friends and family. My birthday bash has been, I mean, yeah, technically before that, I used to have my birthday bash. Before, like, I think 2005, I had my birthday bash at, like, you know, small amusement park type places, bowling alleys, stuff like that. And it was still fun. In 2005, the party started to be here at the house. They actually weren't that much fun, if I can be completely candid, you know. Going from these really, like, glitzy, mystic carousel parties in the late 90s to, you know, oh, we're just going to have a cake on a kitchen table. I'm like, this isn't going to last. I mean, again, maybe I didn't think that. I'm sure I was excited for my birthday back in 2010, 2011, but it wasn't until 2013 that the idea kind of reignited with these crazy audio intros that I talk about all the time, if I even talk about the birthday bash. But I've decided, and again, this is why it's so weird to talk about. This is why even in my announcement of it, I was kind of like weary about it. 2023 is slated to be the final birthday bash. Now, I say slated because I still don't know. It's October, and I'm like ready to prepare for this just gigantic bash. Because no matter what happens, it's going to be a gigantic bash. And I don't know in terms of people, but in terms of what I do, you know, I'm working on the logo. I'm working on all the stuff already. So the reason why I saved this one for last is because this has significance. This is the 25th birthday bash for me. It's 10 years since I came up with that great idea I was just talking about. So does this turn into the next evolution of the birthday bash, or does this just become the end of it? So I know I just confused a lot of people here, because I already announced that it's going to be the end of it. And it is, in some ways. Like I said, I want to do a Christmas party. I want to eventually kind of just, what's the word I'm looking for? I want to kind of merge the two, because I feel like they're already pretty much merged. Like, my birthday's like the week before Christmas. You know, I got Christmas Central in full effect whenever people come over for the birthday bash. You know, even though there's a birthday cake and, you know, birthday stuff for me, like, it has that Christmas DNA in it. So I'm almost thinking, like, what if we just push it all the way there and just make it all about Christmas in 2024 and beyond? But again, that's a thing. And, like, I'm still thinking about this year's end-of-year finale, which we're not even at. I can't even think about 2024. I become very, what's the word, like tunnel vision oriented when it comes to a new end-year finale, whether it was last year's, the year before that, or this year's. You know, it's always, how do I make this holiday, these holidays collectively, just the best? And then when it's over, I can think about, you know, how it went and what I would do differently. But like right now, I just want to focus on Halloween, and yes, Thanksgiving, that's in there too, Christmas, my birthday bash, you know, knowing that this is likely the final birthday bash. I want to focus on all that and just put all my all into it. So whatever ends up happening, I just wanted to talk to everybody, because like I said, I don't get enough time for this. People are like, oh, why do you do this so early? It's like, it's not even a matter of I want to do it early. It's like, if I don't do it now, it's going to be like November 5th, and I'll have 2 days off from work. Like, that's how crazy my schedule gets sometimes. I just happen to have this time right now. It's, what, September 24th? I just happen to have a little bit of time right now, and I'm like, you know what, I'm going to film a little rant video. Probably by the time I edit it and put it out, it'll be a few more days, but I wanted to do this. If people want to watch it, that's fine. I hope they do. If they don't, it's whatever. That's what we have the Christmas Fireside Chat for. I feel like that's more of an opportunity to do kind of a live, off-the-cuff, not planned thing. But no, this is awesome. End-year finale time is my favorite time of the year. It's not here yet, but it's, again, this is why it's my top storylines of whatever. All three of them. So 2023 end-year finale, and I want to hear from you guys and girls out there. What are you looking forward to? You know, some people really love Halloween, some people love Thanksgiving, Christmas. What do you got? Let me know in the comments below. I can't believe I actually got to say that on the YouTube video. Let me know in the comments below what you think. But we'll see you in the next one, which will probably be tomorrow, the way I put out videos. Hey, yo, let's go. Hey, Bobby still got it.